Yeah, Chamillionaire, man. Ultimate Victory in stores right now, man. Morning News. Now that track is produced by a young producer named Kane Beats, from Florida, man. He got some fire, man, some bass heavy tracks. He produced a lot of the tracks on the album, and I messed with him basically because, he had like some bottom on his tracks. He had tracks that was kind of driving. My last album, I felt like that was what I was missing. A lot of them didn't have bass, you know what I'm saying? Even Riding Dirty, it didn't really have a lot of bass. So if you ride in the drop like this, that it just be beating in the trunk, and that's what I needed, you know what I'm saying? And he had that coming from Florida, they got a lot of bass heavy tracks. So, I want to still have a concept on it. So I made a track called Morning News. And Morning News is basically me from the standpoint of somebody that's sitting on the couch watching the news and just mad at the world, you know what I'm saying? You seeing like, Rosie O'Donnell and Donald Trump arguing about some nonsense, and you just seeing all the crazy stuff that come on the news. And I want to start the record off with me watching the news. And Morning News is that track. And I'm just ripping it, It's Cooper just doing this thing, man. And it's a wonderful intro for the album, and it sets the tone, the concepts, and the rest of the concepts that you hear on the rest of the album, man. So Morning News is the first track, and then after that we jump into Hip Hop Police. Hip Hop Police, everybody knows about that one, the single with Slick Rick, and that was a conceptual record, and I know it was different for me to come out with that as a single, but I just knew that I was going to try to create a creative album with concepts, and this would set the tone for it, you know what I'm saying? And I knew people was going to think it was about the police, but it ain't about the police. Nowadays, loving hip-hop is the equivalent of committing a murder. So I had to tell them murder was a case type of record and wanted Slick Rick on it because a lot of people wasn't, putting Slick Rick on records, I try to mess with people that I know just ain't oversaturated, and he was one of them, man. So shout out to the homie Slick Rick for getting on that legendary status, newcomer in the game, doing a song with him. That's big dog status right there, man. So Ultimate Victory, y'all make sure y'all get that, baby.